Aston Martin has set its eyes on beating Red Bull and outperforming Mercedes and Ferrari with the astonishing upgrades they've made to their AMR23. Are these Aston Martin AMR23 improvements actually game changers? Let's find out. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button to keep up to date on everything Formula One. As we all know, after an impressive start to the season, Aston Martin's fortunes took a hit as Mercedes and Ferrari surged ahead with their own upgrades. It seemed like a setback for the Silverstone-based team, but their hopes for a comeback are now focused on the upcoming races. Aston Martin has pulled out all the stops, introducing a significant upgrade to their new floor that promises extensive changes beneath the surface. The front floor edge has undergone a transformation, incorporating multiple gurneys and upwashing elements. And the goal? To enhance flow expansion and gain better control around corners by generating local load and driving outwash from beneath the front floor. The rear floor edge flaunts a noticeable bump, which has sparked speculation about a potential ice skate device similar to Red Bull's from last year. This intriguing addition could add vorticity to the diffuser or even merge the rear floor edge vortex with the primary floor vortex, ultimately boosting performance. Meanwhile, Aston Martin's engineers have come up with an innovative shark fin design. Unlike conventional fins, this sharper fin is responsive to changes in yaw, meaning its characteristics alter based on the car's movement. By generating a vortex, it aims to reduce cooling and cockpit losses, resulting in improved rear wing efficiency. The asymmetric effects stemming from this vortex also hold the promise of further performance gains. In an effort to enhance airflow and optimize the interaction with the floor, Aston Martin has made several modifications to the side pod design. The undercut beneath the inlet has been deepened, with the bodywork tucked in closer to the internal components. The flank and rearward ramp sections of the side pod bodywork have been adjusted to capitalize on the upstream changes. However, the most noticeable change is the position and shape of the water slide on top of the side pod. It has been moved back and narrowed, with a steeper decline into the lower bodywork section. This narrowing of the channel also results in a wider shoulder section, a design feature seen in the development by other teams such as Alpine and Ferrari when they switched their concepts. Additionally, the outer floor fence has been revised, with the serrated step section relocated forward. This adjustment allows for the addition of a semicircular step before the fence merges with the downward floor bulge. Aston Martin aims to refine their undercut design and create a seamless transition that extends rearwards. This approach has been proven effective by Red Bull's flow visualization technique, ensuring crucial areas like the diffuser and the gap between the tire and the diffuser receive optimal airflow, maximizing performance. Despite publicly downplaying the extent of their upgrades, Aston Martin's true improvements were far more significant than initially anticipated, according to F1 tech expert Sam Collins. Teams are obligated to inform the FIA of any noteworthy upgrades before each race weekend, with the details shared with the media. Aston Martin's listed upgrades seemed relatively modest, focusing on the engine cover while conveniently neglecting to mention the extensive modifications made to the side pods, floor edges, and rear of the car, which were quite evident during the unveiling. Throughout the season, Aston Martin have taken an evolutionary approach to their upgrades, opting for gradual improvements rather than radical changes. Collins emphasized that certain intriguing aspects of the floor, concealed from view when the car is on the ground, require the intervention of a crane to be fully observed. Drawing a comparison between Aston Martin and Ferrari, Collins highlighted the distinctive deep scalloping and raised center section of the bodywork seen on both cars. Aston Martin's listing of upgrades, which only briefly mentioned the engine cover, seemed to be downplaying the true extent of their efforts. Collins remarked on the substantial changes made to the side pod shape, suggesting that it went far beyond just the engine cover. He further drew attention to the base of the side pod, stating that Aston Martin had invested significant effort in that area. Notably, they introduced a completely new floor, but intriguingly, some of the most exciting components of the floor remained hidden when the car was on the ground. Collins humorously pointed out that revealing those hidden elements would require a driver to induce a crane intervention, a prospect neither driver would likely be keen on. This design approach signaled a departure from Red Bull's class-leading concept, indicating that teams are exploring different engineering concepts in their quest to find the optimal path forward. Aston Martin's secret upgrades, underestimated by the public, have fueled speculation and anticipation, leaving fans and experts alike eager to see the true potential of the AMR23 on display. The crucial question that hangs in the air is this: can Aston Martin's upgrades bring their performance to an even higher standard? Despite the team's hopes for the changes to provide a boost in performance for the next competition, Fernando Alonso has tempered expectations of a dramatically improved chance of victory. When asked if Canada presented their best opportunity for a win so far this season, Alonso responded with a cautious tone. He explained that his bullishness after the Spanish Grand Prix was more of a reaction to the team's uncompetitive showing in Barcelona, rather than a reflection of the specific prospects in Canada. Alonso expressed the belief that the team aims to be consistently competitive throughout the season, with Barcelona being the outlier in terms of performance. Apart from Aston Martin, several Formula One teams introduced upgrades during the Canadian Grand Prix. Ferrari is the only team that did not bring any new improvements. Red Bull and Mercedes each brought one new part, with Red Bull presenting a revised front wing and Mercedes making a tweak to their side pod concept by removing a winglet to decrease drag. Alpine has made changes to their rear wing, rear suspension, and front brakes to improve cooling. Alfa Romeo introduced a circuit-specific part for their rear brakes to enhance cooling, while AlphaTauri's only modification was a revised front wing specifically designed for the Canadian Grand Prix. While Aston Martin's upgrades have been downplayed publicly, expert opinions suggest that their improvements are more substantial than initially anticipated. The changes to the floor and side pods have garnered attention, with hidden elements requiring a crane intervention to fully observe. Concerns arise over the long-run pace of competitors like Fernando Alonso, as well as the strong performances displayed by Mercedes and Ferrari during practice sessions in Canada. Max Verstappen, despite securing pole position, remains cautious about the race simulations and emphasizes the focus on race performance rather than one-lap pace. The question remains whether Aston Martin's upgrades will revolutionize their performance and close the gap to Red Bull. With the competition getting around the corner, all eyes are on the track to witness the outcome. Do you think that Aston Martin's upgrades are good enough to bring them up to level with Red Bull in the near future? And will we see Fernando Alonso win a race in the 2023 season, given that it is 10 years since he last won a race in Formula One? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe for more Formula One content.